You might have heard of the Epic of Gilgamesh, the oldest story ever written by a man. This epic follows the tale of an ancient king who challenged death itself. While many believed it to be a myth, recent archaeological discoveries have challenged that notion. So let's dive into the video to uncover one of the most mind-boggling discoveries of recent times about Gilgamesh, the Nephilim King, found intact in a tomb. Here we begin. In 2003, a team of archaeologists and researchers led by York Fespinder from the University of Munich made a remarkable discovery in the Iraqi desert just before the devastating war in the region. They stumbled upon a vast network of tombs inhabited by giant human-like beings. Delving even deeper, they found the remains of other giants, ancient artifacts, and a buried settlement that spanned over 10,000 hectares. The findings closely resemble the legendary King Gilgamesh, as described in the ancient Epic of Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh is one of the oldest stories ever told. It narrates the adventures of a giant godlike king named Gilgamesh, believed to have lived around 2500 BCE. He was said to be about 17 feet tall, possessing immense strength that allowed him to battle lions unharmed. Gilgamesh was credited with building the Great Walls of Uruk, a city in Mesopotamia. The team led by Fespinder found evidence that seemed to support the existence of King Gilgamesh. They discovered a burial site near the Euphrates River, resembling the one described in the ancient epic. The area also held ancient Babylonian houses and properties buried for thousands of years. Despite the astonishing findings, controversy surrounded the discovery. Many believed that the tomb belonged to the fabled King Gilgamesh. However, the full truth remained elusive and concealed by the authorities. Whistleblower reports and leaked emails from government officials later hinted at a potential cover-up. The discovery of Gilgamesh's tomb holds immense historical significance. If it belonged to the ancient king, it would provide tangible evidence of his existence and corroborate the legends surrounding his godlike stature and achievements. Tale of the Epic of Gilgamesh. The story of Gilgamesh is an ancient tale that may have been based on a real person. Although it wasn't written during his lifetime, the Epic of Gilgamesh was pieced together from various historical records about the king. Let's delve into this epic adventure in Mesopotamia, where kings, gods, and extraordinary beings coexist. A powerful and despotic king, Gilgamesh ruled his people in the city of Uruk with an iron fist. He was a giant man, standing at a staggering 17 feet tall. His strength made him almost invincible, and he did as he pleased without caring for his subjects. The people were not fond of him due to his harsh rule. The gods heard the prayers of Gilgamesh's oppressed people and decided to send them a liberator. They created Enkidu, a wild man who lived among the animals. Enkidu emerged from nowhere with a burning desire to confront and challenge Gilgamesh. Enkidu arrived in Uruk and challenged Gilgamesh to a fierce duel. The two fought for days, with the kingdom's fate in the balance. Ultimately, Gilgamesh emerged as the victor, but chose not to kill Enkidu. Instead, they became loyal friends and companions, both possessing godlike powers. With their combined strength and power, Gilgamesh and Enkidu embarked on various adventures. One of their quests led them to the cedar forest beyond the 7th mountain range. They aimed to claim the forest for Gilgamesh and expand his influence. In the cedar forest, they encountered Humbaba, a fearsome monster with the face of a lion, protecting the wildlife. Despite the uproar caused by their actions, Gilgamesh and Enkidu defeat Humbaba, claiming his land. Their fearlessness and audacity led to trouble with the gods. Ishtar, the Mesopotamian goddess of love and justice, sought to subdue Gilgamesh, but he scorned her advances. In retaliation, Ishtar asked her parents, Anu and Antu, to unleash the Bull of Heaven to kill Gilgamesh. Once again, Gilgamesh and Enkidu proved too powerful, defeating the bull together. However, this act angered the gods, and they sentenced Enkidu to death. Enkidu fell severely ill and eventually died, leaving Gilgamesh grief-stricken. He couldn't accept that his best friend was gone until he saw maggots coming out of Enkidu's nose. The loss of Enkidu made Gilgamesh confront his own mortality, and he became determined to find the secret of eternal life. Gilgamesh embarked on a journey to find Utnapishtim, the lone survivor of a great flood that devastated the land of Batu Avalon. Utnapishtim had been granted eternal life by the gods for building a great ship that saved him and the animals during the flood, much like Noah from the Bible. Gilgamesh faced many challenges on his journey, including crossing the twin peaks at the end of the earth, a tunnel guarded by giant scorpions, and the treacherous waters of death. When he finally met Utnapishtim, the survivor reprimanded Gilgamesh for his actions, but shared the story of how he gained eternal life. Utnapishtim told Gilgamesh about a magical plant that could renew his youth, which grew at the bottom of the waters of death. Determined to obtain this plant, Gilgamesh bound stones to his feet and dove into the sea. He succeeded in obtaining the plant, but lost it to a serpent while bathing. Devastated by this loss, Gilgamesh returned to Uruk without achieving his goal of immortality. Despite his godlike powers, he eventually passed away peacefully in Uruk, showing that the quest had changed him, making him a more humble and peaceful ruler. The controversy of Gilgamesh's existence and biblical connections. The discovery of what was believed to be Gilgamesh's grave sparked intense debates among scholars and experts. York Fespinder and his team made this intriguing discovery, and they were convinced it was the final resting place of the legendary king. However, some researchers remain skeptical, questioning the historical relevance of the findings. Critics argue that there is limited historical evidence supporting Gilgamesh's existence. The Epic of Gilgamesh, which describes him as a giant with godlike strength, was written centuries after his time. It is possible that the epic included some exaggerations and elements of mythology, making it difficult to verify the story's accuracy. Interestingly, the controversy surrounding Gilgamesh's existence ties back to Christian theology. The book of Genesis contains a lesser-known tale of the fallen angels. It tells of angels coming to earth and having relationships with human women, resulting in the birth of superhuman beings called the Nephilim. These Nephilim possessed incredible strength and abilities. Gilgamesh as a Nephilim. Considering the similarities between the Nephilim and the description of Gilgamesh as a superhuman born of a god and a human, some speculate that he could be considered a Nephilim. This theory suggests that he was a product of the same angelic human reproductive cycle mentioned in the Bible. The tale of Noah and the flood is another intriguing link to the Epic of Gilgamesh. In the Bible, God instructs Noah to build an ark to survive a massive flood that will destroy the sinful world. Similarly, in the epic, Gilgamesh meets Utnapishtim, who survived a great flood by constructing a ship as instructed by the gods. The discovery of Gilgamesh's grave has sparked discussions about the existence of ancient civilizations. Some believe there may have been cultures that existed long before recorded history. The search for truth has led to testing and analyzing the discovered artifacts to ascertain Gilgamesh's historical validity. Unfortunately, the research on Gilgamesh's discovery faced setbacks due to the Iraq War. The conflict that erupted shortly after the finding hindered Fespinder and his team from further examining and dating the artifacts. Consequently, they had to leave the site and flee the country for safety. The hidden secrets of Iraq, Gilgamesh's grave. The invasion of Iraq by the United States has raised many doubts and controversies. The official reasons provided, such as Iraq's involvement in the 9/11 attacks or possession of weapons of mass destruction, were later found false. The possibility of oil reserves as the true motivation was also speculated. Leaked emails to Hillary Clinton, a prominent political figure, mentioned the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh and the location of his body. This discovery seemed significant, but the authorities kept it a secret. Witnesses claimed that the military established an encampment around the grave, blocked access, and removed items from the site. The Anunnaki and ancient origins. The region of Iraq has yielded more than just Gilgamesh's grave. In 1853, French scientist Paul-Émile Botta discovered an Assyrian palace with Sumerian cuneiform inscriptions. Translations revealed evidence of what is believed to be the world's oldest civilization, the Anunnaki, a group of superhuman beings. Speculation suggests that the U.S. government and global elites might be interested in conducting DNA tests on Gilgamesh's corpse and the other bodies found in the tomb. Independent investigator Corey Good claimed that stasis chambers worldwide might be preserving the bodies of giants like Gilgamesh for such purposes. The discovery of Gilgamesh's grave and the Anunnaki's traces in Iraq reveal the possibility of hidden secrets about the origins of mankind. While the truth remains obscured, these ancient mysteries continue to captivate and intrigue those seeking answers beyond history's pages. So, what do you think of Gilgamesh's Nephilim King found intact in a tomb? Comment below and subscribe for more.